Look, there are times when I say something and someone responds, "That's a brilliant idea." And I'm standing there going, "Really? What exactly did my tongue spit out that my brain didn't even register but was apparently brilliant?" Or years later, someone tells me, "It was something you said." And I'm thinking, "Oh no, what did I say? I hope you didn't follow it. And if you did, I hope it worked out for you." And almost every time it turns out to be something thoughtful, some meaningful idea that I gave them, while I have zero memory of having said it. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Women, especially mothers, do intelligent, insightful, impactful things every day. But we often fail to recognize our own caliber because society treats our work as background noise. Motherhood is work. Society just pretends it isn't. We live in a fractured society where the most essential job, caregiving, is unpaid, undervalued, trivialized. And people will say things like, "Oh, you're a stay-at-home mom." "Oh, you left work to care for your child or an elder." And people say it like you've gone on a sabbatical with spa treatments. But you know the reality? If you leave a sick person or a child or a toddler alone, they can literally die. But sure, caregiving isn't real work. This cognitive dissonance is Olympic level. Sorry to drop jargons. Let's just say choosing to ignore the reality is Olympic level. Mothers handle more complex things than half the corporate world. People think caregiving is emotional work. Please. Caregivers, our mothers, are project managers of medicine, nutrition, sleep, emotional regulation, household logistics, safety, time management, conflict resolution, crisis response, empathy, routine building. If an MBA program covered this list, it would charge $180,000 for it. Women do it for free, with judgment sprinkled on top. Motherhood is hardest physically at first and hardest mentally later. So when kids are little, you're exhausted from broken sleep, feeding, caring, you're touched out, and all the chaos and sensory overload. Later, you're mentally exhausted because of back talk, the sass, the attitude, the ignorance, their opinions, their moral development, school, friendships, the emotional teenage. Somehow the world still goes, motherhood is natural. Women are built for it. Sure, so are volcanoes. It doesn't mean they're relaxing. Society still expects women to handle the home. Women entered the workforce fast. Men entered domestic life at glacial speed. It's been 100 years since World War I moved women into formal work, but we still don't have an equal number of fathers managing the household load or equal domestic labor. Equality in theory exists, but equality in practice is still buffering. You know, the dictionary definition of feminism literally means equality, not supremacy, not man bashing, just equality. But equality is hard when inequality is nature's default setting. What I mean is the nature of nature is inequality, and the 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle, applies everywhere. So 20% of land is fertile, only 20% of water is drinkable, and yes, only a small percentage of men ever carry the domestic load. Most men CEOs have never experienced menstruation, pregnancy, childbirth, miscarriage, breastfeeding, menopause, and these realities shape women's careers. But workplaces pretend these don't exist, and many senior women don't acknowledge it either. And this is why equality still feels like a fight, because no one talks about these issues at workplaces. Now add lashes, nails, skincare, anti-aging, hair removal, body shaping, and flawless skin, and no white hair, and no body hair. The performance of femininity has become a job in itself. So a woman's journey into leadership will never look like a man's, because her biology is different. Menstruation, pregnancy, or breastfeeding, or menopause, the entire life cycle affects energy levels, time, and work. but workplaces pretend nothing is happening, and that is madness. And there's the other thing that I've noticed something with younger women. A lot of women don't want to call themselves feminists. They'll say things like feminism is outdated and it's too extreme and we are already equal. And I'm sitting here thinking, are we living on the same planet? Somewhere along the way, the meaning of feminism got distorted. It went from women deserve equal rights to feminism is cringe. And honestly, that shift didn't happen by accident. This is how closeted misogyny works. Not loud and not obvious, but subtle. And it comes through dating expectations or workplace dynamics and comments about motherhood and beauty standards, unpaid labor, who sacrifices what, whose career matters, and who does the domestic load. So, the closeted misogyny feeds the narrative that feminism is not required anymore. Like I said, closeted misogyny whispers you don't need feminism anymore, while quietly benefiting from all the inequality that is still in place. Look, it took decades of fight for the right to work, for the right to study, to vote, maternity protections, workplace safety. Even today, many organizations don't have equal pay for the same role. Consent laws, reproductive rights, financial independence, legal rights within marriage. And most of these came from women who were labeled difficult, loud, too emotional, or extreme. Every generation of women has faced the label. It's part of the package. If you want equality, you first get labeled annoying. So when younger women say, I'm not a feminist because the word feels unnecessary, it actually proves how successful feminism has been, but also how fragile it still is. Because if younger women stop seeing the need and older women are exhausted, guess who benefits? Not women. Progress doesn't stay in place by default. It slides backward the moment we stop paying attention. Feminism isn't about being anti-man, and it's not about being loud or angry, and it's definitely not about wearing certain clothes or rejecting them. Feminism at its dictionary core is the simple belief that women deserve equal rights and equal opportunities. Now, if we can't say that out loud, then closeted misogyny is already winning. And here's the risk. If young women stop identifying with feminism because the word feels uncool, all the progress made by generations before us becomes fragile. Feminism is not anti-men, it's not extreme. It's simply the belief that women deserve equal rights and opportunities. If the baton doesn't get passed, the progress collapses. And that's exactly why the baton has to keep moving. Remember, women are still judged for choices men never have to think about. Whether you work full-time, stay home, do both, which is many mothers, women get judged. Or you work, who's with the kids? Or you stay at home, you're not ambitious. There is no winning, only decision fatigue. Look, both roles are hard and hardworking, whether it is stay-at-home mom or working outside home mom. The only difference is the stay-at-home mom is not getting paid and the outside home working mom is getting paid. Look, you can love your work and your kids. My daughter says, Mom, you like your work more. And I say, yes, I do like my work, but I also love you. There is no comparison. And here's why. I think that honesty matters because economic independence matters, role modeling matters. Showing your daughters a woman who loves her work matters. And yes, I have mom guilt. I've just learned to live with it because this guilt doesn't mean that I'm doing anything wrong. In my view, I'm role modeling. I'm showing up. You need a license to drive, a license to handle food, a license for a pet, and a license to practice anything technical, medical. Parenting, marriage, choosing a partner, there is absolutely no training. I don't say that you need a license for all of that, but there needs to be some sort of training and preparation and some guidelines before you take the plunge. You literally shape a human with less training than you need for handling a forklift. So I do think there should be courses like thinking of having a baby. Here's what you need to know. Thinking of marriage, read this first. Not blogs, but like something from the government which says if you're going to do these things, like before marriage, you should do a certain course or something. Yeah, and that's why I created the Nino Mondo Montessori mindful parenting courses, because I had to cobble together information from a lot of places, from books and from articles, and I don't think a new mother has that kind of time. And remember, whatever you decide in life, make peace with your choices. If you stay at home, make peace with it. If you choose to work, make peace with it. If you choose to do both, make peace with it too. There would be a lot of people saying you shouldn't be doing this and that. Look, we are not in a world where stay at home moms get paid yet. So whatever you choose, let it be intentional, not from guilt, not from pressure, not from society, but from your own values. And that is why I feel women are powerful even when they don't feel it, even if the society does not acknowledge it. Not because they do it all, not because they're superheroes or not because they're perfect, but because despite the biological inequality, despite the double standards, the invisible labor, the system gaps, caregiving, judgment, and zero training, women still show up, they still nurture, and they still think deeply. They hold families together, they build skills no one taught them, and they still carry the emotional weather of a home. That's the power, the kind that isn't loud, but it is impossible to live without. If this video made you pause, reflect, or be kinder to yourself, then that's enough. And if you're going to stay on the app, stay for something that builds you. Otherwise, go sit with your child, go hold them, go breathe. Unpaid, undervalued, invisible skills are carrying an entire generation, and you deserve to know that. And women pay for it, literally and emotionally. Paid less globally and marketed to more, pay more for products branded for women, are taught to fix themselves, and are still overlooked for promotions. So the message becomes, look perfect, spend a lot, but don't expect equality. This isn't empowerment, it's a trap.